basically, networking is important. We're living in a social world.
Yeah.
And networking is definitely important to build your brand, to build your name, and to enlarge your business. Basically, I would not advise anybody not to network.
Master Coach Apostle Courtney McLean and Business Coach Zidane Sinister are powered up to share their expertise on the business end.
Welcome to another episode of the Business End, and today promises to be an exciting one. I'm excited, and I'm sure our viewers and listeners are equally as excited as I am. Now, on the Business End, we provide real and practical solutions to advance businesses by speaking with experts in the field and existing entrepreneurs. Today, we have a double sweetener. She's an entrepreneur and she's also an expert. We have with us a woman of excellence, Lady Kimolili Thomas-Spence, principal at Thomas-Spence and Associate. Welcome, woman of God.
Thank you for having me, Zidane.
Yes.
And thanks for this opportunity to come and share with your viewers and also listeners
Yes.
regarding business and good standard practices.
Yes, it's certainly a pleasure to have you, and we are certainly excited to speak with Ms. Spence. Now, Ms. Spence is a chartered accountant, and she has over 25 years in accounting, auditing, taxation, and consulting, and the list goes on. Ms. Spence has also offered her services across industries in Jamaica, namely financial. We're talking about pension plans. We're talking about distribution. We're talking about wholesale and retail. We're also talking about vacation resorts, insurance, and of course property management. And I'm sure the list goes on from there. But little more, she would expound a bit about what she offers. And so you are quite au fait with the business of business. So let me ask you, tell us more about Thomas-Spence and Associate and what services do you offer?
Thomas-Spence and Associates is a firm of chartered accountants where we offer business consulting, taxation, independent audit services, and of course accounting services. Um, we offer accounting services based on the needs of our clients and at the level that they want us to, because you know that there are many different areas in accounting that might need support within organizations. And that support will come basically from your need and the level that your business is at and the challenges that you're facing. So whatever the challenges, if you need your business to be established, we can do that. If you want to be registered from the company's office, we can do that. If it is that you're at the stage that you're developed and you want to move to another level, we can do that also. And if you want to close it, we're also there to
Yeah.
support you.
Certainly, but we are not closing any business today. We are multiplying, multiply for 2024. And so in other words, ladies and gentlemen, we have Thomas Spence and Associate is a company in which all your needs can be satisfied, from registering the business to, of course, taking the business to the next level. So might I ask, I'm sure when you enter into business, you would have had some bit of vision and mission and what you want to accomplish. And so let me ask you, what is your mission, your vision, and your value proposition for Thomas-Spence and Associates?
So for Thomas-Spence and Associate, I envision the company as being one of the greatest outsourcing accounting firms in this island,
Yes.
and if not international,
Say that again.
right? International,
Yes.
right?
One of the
So,
best.
one of the best,
And
if
that
not
you-
the best.
That you are.
Okay, based on the support services that we perform.
Yes.
I envision the entity moving to supporting our businesses in areas across this island, not just from one location that we're currently doing, and to provide a myriad of various supports basically to them based on their needs. Just to know that they have an accountant, they have a consultant that they can rely on to carry out whatever task that they want.
And I'm sure there are viewers and listeners who would have a need for your services. But let me ask you, You said you're on the path to being the best, and I'm
Yes,
certain you are.
certainly.
But what sets you apart from the other persons who are offering this service? What makes you the best?
Well, what I always say is that
Yeah.
if it's not the best, it's not me. That's simply it.
Yes.
And that is even what I have on my
Yes.
phone profile.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
it's not the best, it's not me.
Yes.
What makes me the best is that I am in tune. Of course, you're in business to make money,
Yeah.
but it's a passion for me
Yes.
to be an accountant, to turn around your business, to
Yes.
let you know, to put your figures in front of you and your situation in front of you so that it is present and in your face so that
Yeah.
you will have the information to make relevant decisions. Because what you find is that a lot of businesses are stumped because they don't know what they're about, they don't know where they're at. And having that information and even supporting my clients to that extent and in other areas like HR consulting and so on will assist them to move on to the next level of their business. And your business growth, of course, will be my business growth. And that is what
Yeah, so
I
you
stand
are
on.
in alignment with your client's vision and
Yes,
mission, and you care about your client vision and
definitely.
mission. Earlier we spoke, and you mentioned to me that you have this four-step plan. The four-step from you have entered into the conversation with your clients. You have had this four-step sprung approach, and that four-step sprung approach also allows you to get to the minute of detail about what your target audience wants, and that also sets you apart. Would you care just to mention those four steps in a brief moment?
Well, in a nutshell, what we do
Yeah.
is we do a complete analysis of your needs.
Yes.
Whatever it is that you need, we'll come in and do an assessment of it. We will make recommendations as to what we think would be the best fit for your business, even though if you're and also for your expansion plan. We will do an implementation of whatever it is that we have decided on
Yes.
and the avenues that you choose to select based on what we're offering or
Yes.
propose to you, and then we will do after support.
Yes.
If it is that you need, let's for example say you need an accounting system,
Yes.
we'll go and look at your business because not everything, one size doesn't fit all for most
Yes.
businesses, for
Yes.
some businesses.
Yes.
And we will make suggestions, do the implementation. We will train your staff if you need to.
Yes.
And then we will support you
Yes.
by making sure that you're fully compliant so that your deliverables are met.
Mighty, mighty, mighty. That four-step approach, four-step sprung approach. She said she would even have your support system, even after the implementation of the systems. And she would also train your staff. Now, that's what make Thomas-Spence and Associate your number one choice for your accounting needs. Now, let me ask you. I'm sure you have heard this before. So that, business owners are saying the costs of implementing all of these fancy systems and records, and sometimes it can be a bit of inconvenience to do it the proper way. What are some of the benefits, and how important it is to have these accounting system and records, and why?
All right, as an accountant, I would not tell you not to consider the cost.
Yes.
In all fairness,
Sure.
that would kind
Sure.
of be against what
Yes.
I stand for.
Yes.
But what about the benefits?
Yes.
The benefits far outweigh the cost of
Yes.
what you'll be paying for. Remember, what you'll be getting from Thomas-Spence and Associates is a chartered accountant,
Yes.
the support,
Yeah.
and everything that will elevate your business
Yeah.
to the next level.
Yeah.
That will put your business, even if an investor would want to come into your business to
Yeah.
invest, they'll know the value of your business right off the bat. You
Yeah.
won't have to go scratching for figures. You won't have to be scratching for what it is that you're going to be off selling to these investors, because you know where you are. You're positioned properly. You know your figures. You know the value of the assets that you do have.
Yeah.
And so the benefit of having an accountant, the benefit of having a consultant far outweighs any cost that you will have.
You
But
would have incurred.
yes, and you will get a professional
Yes.
for a fraction of the cost.
Fraction of the cost by using Thomas-Spence and Associate. No, in other words, Miss Spence is saying to us that when you have entered into an arrangement with a trained personnel such as Thomas-Spence and Associates, what it does is that it makes your records up to up to date. It also allows you to make some analysis, and those analysis will help you in those strategic planning sessions that you want to know what to do, what inventory to buy, what service to offer, how much to buy, how much to spend, what you're going to chart your path in your short, medium, and long-term goals can be achieved by contacting Thomas-Spence and Associate. Now, you you made mention that accounting softwares and systems. Now, I'm sure it's not a one size fit all for all the different companies. So let's just say you have three categories: a micro business that I like to call young and improving, and you have a medium sized business, and you have a large entity. Could you make some recommendations as to the system and software that you generally recommend for different stages of their development?
Okay, after making that initial assessment of your needs,
Yes.
we'll basically provide you with a list of options. You have, for the micro and the small industries, you have things like the QuickBooks that will
Yes.
be used. They have a Wave software that is very effective
Yes.
for people who are just doing receivables. For service providers,
Yes,
that is,
yes.
that don't carry a lot of invention, a lot of teething, and so on.
Yes,
You can
yes.
just do a bill right on your phone and
Yes.
send it. You can do a quotation.
Yes, yes.
So you have those kind of system. Medium size industries with inventories and so on would basically need something to track that. They'll have to have like point of sale and back office systems to support that.
Yes.
And also, the larger entities will basically require point of sale also with greater capacity for processing.
Yes.
So we will look into what your needs are. You have a Microsoft suite of products that will you can also use for the larger entities,
Yes.
and you'll be supported properly.
Okay. Okay. So there is a different system that is available for different size companies. So what you ought to do is have that consultation with professionals such as Thomas Spence and Associates, and they would advise you as to what you require in the particular stage in which you are at. On that note, I've had a discussion with several entities, especially in the distribution space, and they tend to have their own systems that they have created.
Right.
Let's just say a larger company who can afford it.
Yes.
Right? Because of course there's a cost to have programmers and persons come and create a system that is unique to the needs of these large entities. Would you recommend that for a large entity? And in recommending that, what are some of the stuff that those large entities must consider? I ask you in this vein because a lot of times we have this foreign bias in Jamaica that we tend to ask these programmers and developers from overseas to come and develop a program. But if we were to be advised by professionals such as you and your company that these are what you really need, then I'm certain you have local companies who can facilitate those development that is unique to that structure. So I'm asking in that vein, is there a need for the accountant at the stage in which you are deciding to develop that system, or is a case where the larger entity can just get the system and accountant firm like your like Thomas-Spence and Associates can just come and just work with anything?
Well, most systems have the same deliverables.
Yes.
It just depends on the size of the business and the capacity of the information that is flowing through them.
Yes.
We are able, because remember I told you that we also perform external audit services where the need is that we will have to interrogate those systems and to find out if they work. So because the deliverables are somewhat the same, with basically the same deliverables, the cost and the size is what really determines what you select. We are able to still support these. If we're going to come in and do an external audit assignment with your system, it doesn't matter. I've worked in most sectors, and all of them has systems that are, most of them have systems that are different.
Yes.
Some of them are the same, but we are still able to interrogate them based on what we do, and based on us being experts in our
Yes.
field, we're able to analyze the information effectively
Yes.
and still deliver.
All right. So in other words, ladies, Spence is saying that while it is advantageous to have an accountant at the early stage in which you're deciding to have that system being developed for unique for your purposes, she's saying that a proper and a professional will be able to maneuver through the systems once they are being made aware of the deliverables for each system. Now I know in your field, your work speaks for itself.
Definitely.
You're either good or you're not, right? So, how does one go about forming these strategic partnerships or networking in your field?
As I said, the first thing is that your work speaks for itself. People expect you to deliver. And if you work well, and if you're consistent with what you're doing, you will gather people and your network will become larger. Basically, networking is important. We're living in a social world.
Yeah.
So regardless, at one point in society you used to say, oh, people have their friends behind. No, it's coming to the fore. We're living in a social world, and that is how you get connectivity with clients, with staff, with everybody. I mean, to deliver. And networking is definitely important to build your brand, to build your name, and to enlarge your business. Basically, I would not advise anybody not to network.
Yes. But how do you increase your network and your strategic partnership? And how would you advise somebody to, like, I know a lot of persons say network, but the thing is, how does one network? How does one increase
Bring your
that?
quality.
Go again?
Bring your quality.
Yes.
Bring your quality. Bring your quality, and then you'll be known as the go-to professionals. I've had clients where
Yes.
I know for a fact that if somebody says they want an accountant, I have an accounting need. The first thing is call this person.
Yes.
And that person is me.
Yes.
So bring your quality. If you
Yes.
bring your quality
Yes.
and be excellent at what you do, support the people that you say you're supporting. If you're in the business of supporting,
Yeah.
if you're in the business of sales, deliver.
Yeah.
And so networking will be a lot easier, even
Yeah.
if you're not an extroverted person.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be much. You just have mutual respect for person and you move within them in the business atmosphere, and you'll gather your crowd.
Yes.
You'll gather your crowd.
So your work must speak for you, and
Definitely.
your level of excellence must speak for you. Your level of customer service must speak for you,
Definitely.
and you will definitely acquire the clientele, and you will definitely be a word on the lips of many. No, business sounds very easy for you. Business sounds like it's a walk in the park. I'm sure you would have encountered some amount of challenge, some amount of challenges. Now tell us, maybe one or two of those challenges you would have encountered, and how have you dealt with them?
Well, one of the major challenge in my space now is attracting staff.
Yeah.
There's a staff shortage all around in the
Yes.
industry. The other challenge basically would be for clients who are not prepared to move to the next level or prepared to fully disclose, although they have agreed
Yes.
to their information. And that becomes a challenge because basically I love what I do and it's
Yes.
not a challenge for me to do it.
Yes.
But of course, if you're going to be doing something and it will affect your income, where staffing does affect your income, and also non-compliant
Yeah.
clients will affect your income really,
Yeah.
because it takes a lot longer to complete the projects and
Yeah.
a lot of things happening before completion. But those are basically the two greatest challenges for me at this point. But I still embrace it. As I said before, I love what I do. I
Yeah.
love seeing the turnaround in the businesses, and I love the end result. I
Yeah.
love a satisfied client.
A satisfied client. So, business owners, what Lady Spence is saying is that you know, you have to tear off that band-aid sometimes to heal.
Mhm.
You have to
Definitely.
face your challenges head on. I know we have a culture of don't want to share our uh inside details with persons, but that's the only way the professionals can help you. That's the only way the business consultants can help you. That's the only way the business mentors can help you. You have to get real, get out your information so that information can be analyzed and a proper solution can be found. And that is what Lady Spence is encouraging you to do today. No, I'm sure that business has been good. I know you are enthused. You're excited about business. You're
Yes,
passionate
I am.
about the feeling which
Yes,
you're
I
in.
am.
Uh, if you care to share, what has made business worth it for you? What are some of the wins that have made business worth it for you?
The transformations.
Yes.
The transformations, the putting the client at the next level
Yes.
to make them be able to qualify for avenues that they thought that would be closed. A lot of people, as you say, they're secretive about their information, and I understand that. But guess what? You can't go to the doctor and lie.
Yeah.
That's not going to be good for you.
Yeah.
You can go to the lawyer. I hope not, and tell a lie.
Yes.
In terms of what your situation is.
Yes.
And it's the same thing with an accountant or a consultant.
Yes.
Just level with us.
Yes.
Just level with us.
Yes.
And we'll iron out the kinks
Yes.
and make sure that you are where you envision to
Yes.
be,
Yes.
basically. But the highlights for me is just a satisfied client.
Yes.
It's just a satisfied client. And you know, another side joke is that when you have a satisfied client, it's easier for you to get paid.
That's the word. That's the word. A satisfied client makes your pocket satisfied.
Exactly.
And I just wanted to echo that sentiment that when you are in the business of service, which is what the accounting field is, the business of service, you must serve in the truest sense of the word. And when you get into the client space and you see the client transform from one stage to the next, that bit of satisfaction will help you in your bid to grow your own companies. As a client grows, your company
Exactly.
grows. And because you are in the space of the client and you care about the client, you're in one alignment with the goals of the client. Your goals are accomplished when the client goals are accomplished. You go above and beyond in making that client a business satisfied, and you will also be satisfied. No, I know you have had experience in several industries. You have had different conversations with many entrepreneurs, given your field. What would be two or three of the recommendations that you would want to share with existing entrepreneurs or persons who want to enter into business?
My number one advice is show up.
Yes.
Show up. If a man has a stall on the side of the road
Yeah.
and you're passing there every day to buy an ice cement, well, I don't know if ice cement still exists, right?
Yes.
To buy an ice cement,
Yes.
you know that he's there
Yes.
and you'll buy the ice cement. But when you see him on Monday and you don't see him again until Friday,
Yes.
that's going to be an issue because I buy my ice cement at the vendor before I reach to you
Yes.
because I'm not sure you're going to be there.
Yes.
Show up.
Yeah.
Show up and do your best at
Yeah.
all time. Bring excellence to what you're doing
Yeah.
because it cannot be that we're continuously hustling according to Jamaican
Yes.
mentality
Yes.
and not doing anything. Or we are eater food.
Yes.
You
Yes.
understand?
Yes.
That's not it.
Yes.
That's not something that is going to be profitable or sustainable in the
Yeah.
long run. And just be consistent. Show up, do your best, and be consistent.
Yeah.
And you will get the traction that you need so your business can move to the next level. Because the next man will be walking with his friend in the morning and
Yes.
him buying him ice cement, and then him realize that, listen, you know, I can buy a lollipop, and in the evening they pass back again and they say, oh, my daughter would want something.
Yes.
Some Skittles,
Yes.
something.
Yes.
I can, but you're there.
Yes.
You're there to provide it.
Yes.
But if you're not there, you're not reliable. They don't know that they can come back to you.
Yes.
And then you wouldn't have a customer base because you don't show up. You don't bring your A game.
Yes.
You're not consistent. And I
Yes.
find that is the major challenge right now. People are, as I said, eating a food, and as soon as them belly full, then disappear.
Yes.
Show up.
Sure.
Bring your A game.
Bring your A game.
Be consistent.
Be consistent. That's the tree. That's the tree sprung formula there. So what's next for Thomas-Spence and Associates?
As I said earlier, I would love to branch out into the major towns and cities in this country to make sure that I support business well. I think that is my next level that I would want to take my business to,
Yeah.
to be there to support them.
Yeah. So you want to be in every town or just a few towns?
No, in all major cities.
All
Because
major
then,
cities.
I mean, Jamaica is still small. But so, you understand?
Yes.
So,
yes.
although, you know, a lot of people saying remotely and so on, I'd love to be in more than one location so
Yes.
that I'm easy to get to. We're
Yes.
easy to get to.
Yes.
So that we'll be there right on your doorstep. And you
Exactly.
wouldn't need another accountant.
You wouldn't need another accountant.
And
You're
when you
there.
move, I move with you too.
Almighty, mighty. So you want to be accessible. You want
Yes.
to be able to offer your services in an efficient way. Because if you're close by, then the cost and what you would necessarily charge your client would also be
Yes.
reflective of that efficiency. So where and how can persons find you?
You can contact me by email at katspence.tsa@gmail.com, and my telephone is 451-876, of course, area code 451-9266. That is 876-451-9266. We can set up an initial arrangement to meet,
Yeah.
an appointment that is, and we can look into your needs
Yes.
to move you right along your path
Yes.
to having a successful, excellent business.
Yes, and that I'm sure all the business and show tribe, that's what we're aiming for.
Yes.
Moving your business to the next level. So with firms such as Thomas Spence and Associate, those consultation hours, those consultation moments will of course be bringing you on the path to success. We want to thank you, Lady Spence, for
Thank you so
coming to
much
share
for
with us
having me.
on the business end. We were certainly fulfilled. We were certainly edified. We want to thank you for sharing your bit with us on the Business End Show Tribe. And I'm sure my listeners and viewers are indeed fulfilled as well. We're at a stage in which we want to share some of the gems in which we would have had from our talk with Lady Spence from Thomas-Spence and Associate. Now, the first on the bat, she says, you must show up. You must bring your A game. You must be consistent. She also says you must bring that consistency, that excellence with proper customer service. You must go above and beyond what your customers want. You must also, in a bit, understand that when you're taking on any role for any business, you must also, in that analysis, do an analysis, cost benefit analysis to show you what you want to accomplish, what you want to achieve, the path in which you want to get on. When you do that cost benefit analysis, it will make your journey a whole lot easier. You will have that buy-in for your staff, your board of directors, your strategic partners, when you do the cost benefit analysis and you move your business forward. She also says to you that in terms of your systems and your records, that is very important. Without those systems and records and accounting system and analysis, you would not necessarily be able to take your company in the terms of funding, access to capital, banks, investors. They're looking for persons who are serious about business. They're looking for persons with proper accounting, proper systems, proper analysis. And so when you have that, your business will have access to capital, and the capital you need is just a call away. The capital you need is just an analysis away. The capital you need is just proper accounting standard and system away from you are able to access that capital and move your company forward. We want to thank you for joining us on The Business End. You can contact us at The Business End Show. It's on Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, and TikTok. Now you are the Business End Show tribe. I say this without apology. You are the best. And now continue to be your increasing best. Thank you.
Master Coach Apostle Courtney McLean and Business Coach Zidane Sinister are powered up to share their expertise on the business end. But don't forget to tell a friend or a colleague, and of course have your tools on hand, your notebook and your pen. Classes are in session every Tuesday, 3:30 on Gospel JA for the business end. Master Coach Apostle Courtney McLean and Business Coach Zidane Sinister await you.